In the last year, we've seen Hamas weakened, we've seen Hezbollah massively weakened, we've seen the death of Hassan Nasrallah, a close ally of Iran's. We've seen Ismail Haniyeh, the Hamas leader, assassinated here in this very city. We've seen your ally Bashar al-Assad toppled from power. Is it fair to say that your strategy is just not working, that you need to have a complete rethink about how you operate in the region?
Well, I don't think so. These are quite, things which happen in the world,
Things that happen? I mean, surely you must admit that you've lost a lot this year. You've lost allies who've been assassinated. You've seen allies thrown from power by Sunni jihadi enemies of Iran. Will you concede that things have not moved in Iran's way this last year?
Can I answer this in Farsi?
Israel reportedly used a secret weapon to kill Iran's nuclear scientists sleeping at their homes, who had no knowledge that Israel could sneak into their bedrooms. Israel monitored them for years using dozens of researchers. The operation intensified over the past 12 months. Israel reportedly created a hit list of scientists. Israel categorized the nuclear scientists into 4 levels, ranking them from highest to lowest priority. The scientists killed have been identified as Manzoor Asghari, expert in physics, Saeed Barot, an expert in materials engineering, Mohammad Mahdi Tehranchi, an expert in physics, Feridun Abbasi, considered central to Iran's nuclear development, Akbar Mutalebi Zadeh, an expert in chemical engineering, Ali Bakui Katirimi, an expert in mechanics, Amir Hassan Fakhani, expert in physics, Ahmad Reza Daryani, an expert in nuclear engineering, Abd al-Hamid Minusher, expert in reactor physics, are among those killed. 4. In November 2020, Iran claimed Israel killed a top nuclear scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, using a machine gun in either a remote-controlled or entirely automated mount on a pickup truck, with no actual human assassins present. It remains unclear whether the scientists were killed by a weapon delivered from the air or launched from the ground, possibly in close proximity to its target.
Very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight. and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because on the one hand, Donald Trump pulled out of the nuclear deal that took so long to negotiate, and he's done things that have been very hostile to Iran. But at the moment now, he's saying a deal with Iran would be nice, to use his words. So Donald Trump appears to want to move on. Is Iran prepared to move on as well and negotiate with America under his presidency?
I'm not denying the possibility of a new deal or a new round of negotiations. But I want to refer you to a fact that we have now much more mistrust compared to the previous time.
But he's now saying he wants a deal, and a deal would be nice. If he approaches you with respect,
I'm
will
not
you negotiate with him?
I'm not rejecting that. I want to say that now there is much more mistrust between us, and we have to overcome that mistrust first. And there should be enough confidence for Iran to once again engage into negotiations. And I think we are still a bit far from that. As I said, we are waiting to hear. Yes, have a deal is nice, of course, but what kind of a deal?
I believe that the resistance has been rendered several serious blows, but we have to know that resistance is a school of thought. It is a cause that is still alive, and it is still there and is breathing.